Namaste. Welcome to Kaivalya Yoga Gurukulam. In this short video, I want to talk to you about preparations for Navrathri at KYG and how we are planning to celebrate these 9 days here at KYG. It would be our delight and privilege if you can join us in the sadhana, and together we embark on this journey of self-discovery and self-actualization. Navrathri means 9 nights. The 9 nights is dedicated here specifically for deep self-introspection and self-discovery. It is 9 nights of sadhana. In fact, day and night. We say nights, but that includes the day and the night. So it's 9 days of intense sadhana. Sadhana is what? Spiritual practice. Whatever is appealing to you or appeals to you as spiritual practice, this is a great time to embark on it and dive deep into it. So in addition to reading books, in addition to listening to discourses, in addition to doing all of that, find time for personal practice where there is now only practice. So what we want to do at KYG this year is not do traditional pujas like we normally did last year, where we chanted the 1008 names of Lalita, we did the Devi Khadgamala, which we are learning, by the way, and we'll continue after Navratri. So we were chanting all of that, and I felt in my heart that most of us who are watching, or most of you who are watching, perhaps do not know that by heart or do not know, and therefore you are merely spectators. So in these 9 days, I want you to be part of this. It would be wonderful if we could provide you an opportunity where you can also practice along. So I made it simple, but then it is very, very profound. Just because it's simple, don't mistake me. It's a very beautiful way to practice. So I have taken one name out of the 1000 names dedicated to this divine energy that we call Devi, Shakti, Parvati, Lalita, and so on. There are many, many, many names, right? There are 1008 names. So from that 1000 names, I've picked up one name, a very powerful mantra, with which a very renowned sage called Sage Agastya starts his poetry on this divine principle. But then embedded in that poetry of 1000 names, there are many, many powerful mantras that can destroy the old neural paths, create neural paths in the brain, can create a tremendous amount of healing energy in our psyche, in our body, and open the spirit to real experience. So this is just sound energy that we are using. But when we add meaning, a little bit of meaning, it's like a balm applied, right? So when we apply a little bit of meaning, or it's like sugar to a medicine, then what happens is you get the feeling. And along with the feeling, and emotion adds more fuel to this, and it becomes a very powerful means of transformation. When I say powerful, it simply means that it opens doors for transformation. So in this short video, I want to tell you what is the mantra that we're going to take up for chanting. We're going to chant that 1008 times every night. Just one mantra, again and again and again. Okay? So at some point, it's not going to be as fun as it sounds now. But that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of practicing rather than philosophizing and reading and contemplation. All of that can do it in the daytime or whenever you are free, but choose a time during the day or during the evening to do this kind of practice. So what is that mantra? The very first mantra, and I'm going to explain to this, so bear with me. Om Aim Hreem Shreem Shri Matre Namah. Om Aim Hreem Shreem Shri Matre Namah. For some of you, it might be very easy if you know the language. If you don't, it might be a little tricky, but it is not difficult. All right? So what does this mean? Let's go dive into the details of it. Om. What is Om? Om is simply a sound that quietens your mind. Om sets, it's like a reset button, it's like a buzzer. It quietens the mind from thinking, opens the heart for experience. This is the time to experience. This is the time to be mindful, right? This is not the time to think, I want this, I want that, oh please help me, and all of that. None of that. This is purely getting into that realm of deep contemplation and meditation using the energy of sound. So Om shuts the mind. That's the purpose of Om at any point, wherever you chant, but especially now in this Om, the mind stops. Why? You don't want the mind to work because the next three letters that come in this mantra, hrīṁ, hrīṁ and SHREEM, are just sound energies. So the mind doesn't want to think now or shouldn't think. Therefore, the Om is important. Om. All right? So it quietens the mind. Let's treat that as a sound. Then comes I'm, you know, I, right? We say I am. So I am becomes I'm. There is a I, there is a IYM kind of a thing there. So we don't use it normally in our speaking languages, but we got to stress that because there is that sound where you go I'm. That sound has to go in. Ideally, there is no meaning to the sound. But unfortunately, and I'm saying this mindfully, unfortunately, we are used to thinking. And therefore, let me give you words that would ascribe some meaning to what the sound would actually entail deep in our unconscious and subconscious mind. So if you have any fear, oh my gosh, I don't know what the sound means, this is what it means. I'm represents creativity, intuition, enlightenment. All of this put together, one word is wisdom. It opens the doors to unending creativity. It opens doors to intuitive awareness, not intelligence, the way you and I think and logically, and I'm trying to explain and appealing to your intellect, but intuitive awareness. Intuition doesn't require logic, right? You and I know it. We call it the gut feeling sometimes. Intuition and enlightenment. This is known as the Saraswati Bija. Bija is seed. It's a seed sound. It's a simple sound, that's all. It's a seed that contains within it, there is tremendous energy in this that begins to release. And these kind of energies are released mainly by mindful repetition, not just repetition, mindful repetition. So you can't go I'm, and say, where is creativity? It doesn't work like that. There is that beauty in that sound. It is called the Saraswati Bija. In the previous video in KYG, we saw the goddess of learning, Saraswati and Brahma. So that energy represents that. Note specifically, and I'm going to repeat myself again, there is no I want creativity, please give me intuition, please bless me with enlightenment. No me, no I, no want, no please. This is not a prayer. You're not asking anything. You're meditating on this energy. You're meditating on the energy. You're in the presence of that energy, right? That is the beauty of a seed mantra. That's why they're called powerful, because there is no wanting, there is no I and me and mine. I'm. Then comes HREEM. I'm. So we did Om, I'm, HREEM. HREEM. Notice the H there. HREEM. HREEM is a very beautiful, powerful mantra. In fact, there is a beautiful text that talks about this as the origin of all sounds. But we'll come to that some other point. HREEM represents achievement and fulfillment. Again, it's a seed sound. HREEM represents achievement, fulfillment, contentment, peace, power, confidence, all of that. No, please give me, I want this, I'm so weak, none of that. This embraces that I have achieved what I want to already. Achievement comes. So you meditate on that, you contemplate on this, on the power of this mantra, HREEM. It is called the Durga mantra. It is the seed form of Parvati, of Shiva's consort. just like the other one was Saraswati, this is Parvati, Shiva's consort. Durga energy. Durga is about fulfillment. Tamas, everything comes to rest with her, right? So you have creativity and intuition, and HREEM is achievement and fulfillment. There are many ways to explain these, but I'm giving you words like these, so these are the words that need to trigger when you're chanting these mantras. That way you're just focused on the meaning and nothing else. Then comes SHREEM. SHREEM, very beautiful. The way they are designed, the nuances of the sound and the way the sound forms in our mouth and the way it triggers neural paths in the brain is something that only can be experienced. So practice this. If you want to join us, please do, and with an open mind, right? SHREEM stands for abundance. Abundance of what? Abundance of everything you can think of. You would say, well, what about health? Yes, abundant health. What about wealth? Abundant wealth. What about resources? Abundant resources. It is about an unending capacity to give, an unending capacity. So all resources, all the 5 elements lie in abundance in this one word, SHREEM. Again, there is no please bless me with abundance, please heal my body and heal my mind. There is no pity and there is no asking. You become one with that abundance. You embrace abundance. You are in the presence of abundance. So hrīṁ, HREEM and SHREEM takes you in the very presence of this cosmic energy that we call Devi. You are in her presence. You don't need to ask her anything because you're dumbfounded being in that presence of creativity, unending creativity, enlightenment. You're in the presence of complete achievement and fulfillment. You are in the presence of abundance, everything, unlimited capacity. And therefore, what is there to ask there, right? That is the feeling with which you have to enter these mantras. So don't reduce it to where you are somehow a small thing asking Devi for something like that. Then you miss the whole point. SHREEM. That's why Bijakshara mantras are initiated, because this is exactly what it is. The teacher teaches why it is done. I'm not initiating you, you don't need to, but this kind of learning is what it is. It is initiation. Initiation became a ritual now. Nobody understands why or what. This is what it is. Once you understand why you're doing it, how you're doing it, you are initiated. So let the divine initiate you in these 9 days. Let her provide that. So we set the stage now. We are now come into the presence. Om, Aim, HREEM, SHREEM. We are in the very presence of that one energy that contains all of this. Right? What is that? And what do we do to that energy? SHREE, MATRE NAMAH. So after SHREEM comes SHREE again. So imagine the importance SHREE has in the mantra chanting. SHREE is a very powerful, important mantra. So SHREE again in this particular phrase, since we already said SHREEM for abundance, we call this divine mother. Mātrē is mother. So this is a salutation mantra. So in that presence, having come to the presence of Devi, you're not asking anything. Dumbfounded in that presence, you just simply offer salutations. And that's it. In that salutation, we merge. Namaha is Namaha. Ma means me and mine. Ma comes from mine, right? Namaha, not me, you. Sri Mātrē Namaha. And so it's salutation. What is the meaning of this? Shri is divine, and Mātrē is mother. Namaha, salutations. Shri Mātrē Namaha, salutations to the divine mother. That's all we need to do in these 9 days. Allow ourselves to be humbled and simply enjoy being in the presence of this infinite cosmic energy that has become all of this creation. That is the Devi principle, the Shakti principle. All right. So what is this mantra again? What is the sound to quieten our minds? To begin, Om. Right? And then comes creativity, intuition, and enlightenment. There's a poetry in the way these sounds are sequenced, right? There is no really rule in it, but Aim, HREEM, SHREEM comes easy to say, and therefore there is a sequence to it, okay? So that's why I'm is first, I'm. Then comes achievement and fulfillment, which is HREEM, and resource abundance, which is SHREEM. Om, Aim, HREEM, SHREEM. This is not Vedic chanting, so you can sing this if you want, you can say it if you want. There's no particular rules about how to do it, as long as a pronunciation, in this pronunciation is very important. I'm, not I'm, HREEM, SHREEM, you have to lengthen that, okay? So I'm just exaggerating a lot more, but then it is not HREEM, HREEM, it's not HREEM. Above the I, there's a mark there, which means E, it's as good as HREEM. So HREEM, SHREEM, Sh, it is Sh here, because above a S you see there is an accent there. So SHREEM, Shri MATRE NAMAH. Om Aim HREEM SHREEM Shri MATRE NAMAH. It's a very beautiful mantra. In astrological terms, this counteracts all the effects, ill effects of all the planets, if you will. In other words, because you are in the presence of the divine, the supreme energy you are invoking here, there is no special invocation mantras for this. You just sit there, and as you chant it, the deity is invoked in you, within you, around you, above you, below you. It's like you are enveloped in that presence. You are entering into a dimension of Devi herself. So we have the mantra. I have put the mantra here, and the meaning here, and the main for you to ponder. So let us, towards the end of this video, I know it took longer than I thought it would, but then let us chant this together. Please join me if you can, if you feel comfortable, or take your time to understand and listen to the sounds. Om Aim HREEM SHREEM Shri MATRE NAMAH. Om Aim HREEM SHREEM Shri MATRE NAMAH. Om Aim HREEM SHREEM Shri MATRE NAMAH. So practice this. We have 24 hours to practice it. I know I'm not giving you much time, but this is how the divine orchestrates things. I just didn't get time to make this 10-minute video. But today here we are. Try and practice this, and so you can chant along when we do this every night, the 9 days. We are hoping to start it at 7 p.m. and I'll also send you a separate text and we'll put it there from 7 p.m. to 8:30. It will take about an hour and a half to do this mindfully for 90 minutes. We will chant a simple prayer to Ganesha to clear the obstacles from Muladhara, and then we'll dive right into this presence, being in the presence of Devi every night, every evening rather, 7 o'clock Eastern time, USA Eastern time, 7 o'clock to 8:15, 8:20, 8:30, whatever time it takes. But that's the kind of time frame we are looking at. So practice this mantra and please join us. We would be delighted and honored to have your presence with us. And together, let us all embark on this beautiful journey back home. Thank you for watching. Namaste.